All right, let's talk about the future. If you're an SPM leaver or maybe a parent trying to figure out the next step, you know how much pressure there is to make the right choice. Today, we're going to look at a very specific route into Malaysia's high-tech world, the Asasi Teknologi Kejuruteraan.
You know, picking what to do after school can feel like a total gamble. You're looking for something that's not just cool, but also a safe bet for a solid career. So what if there was a path that was all about hands-on work, super practical, and led you straight to a job that isn't going away anytime soon? Well, that's pretty much the whole idea behind the engineering technology track.
So let's just cut to the chase. Are you looking for that straight line, a direct path to a career where you're not just reading textbooks, but actually building things, solving real problems, and getting your hands dirty? If you're nodding your head right now, then I've got a number you really need to see.
Okay, get this. 94.5%. That was the employability rate for graduates from TVTE, that's Technical and Vocational Education and Training, in Malaysia just last year. This isn't just some random statistic. It's the job market screaming that these are the skills they want. It's solid proof that this kind of education leads to an actual job.
Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't that just engineering? And that's a super common question. But there's a really important difference between a traditional engineer and an engineering technologist. And, understanding that difference is the key to seeing why this path is so special. So what's the real difference? Well, think of it this way. Traditional engineering can often be very theoretical. Lots of complex research, abstract designs. Engineering technology, on the other hand, is all about applying that science. It's about taking the ideas and using them to actually build, test, and maintain things. It's the difference between designing the rocket and being the one who actually builds it and makes sure it flies.
And this right here is the secret weapon. A major report on this exact topic basically says it all. Because technologists are trained to be hands-on from day one, they graduate ready to work. Industries love this because they don't have to spend a ton of time and money getting them up to speed. Their education was literally designed for the job.
So, if that hands-on, practical approach sounds like it's for you, then how do you get on that track? Well, there's a new pathway, and it was created specifically to be a smooth, direct journey from school right into a technical university degree. And it's called the Asasi Teknologi Kejuruteraan.
So what is it exactly?
Well, the Asasi Teknologi Kejuruteraan is a one-year foundation program, an Asasi made for SPM leavers. But it's not just some generic course. It is a purpose-built ramp that leads you directly into a Bachelor of Engineering Technology degree at one of the 4 universities in what's called the Malaysian Technical University Network, or MTUN. It's the official fast-track entry point. And you can see just how structured it is. This is an official academic calendar, and it lays everything out, a clear one-year path split into 2 semesters. It's designed to be intense and efficient, to give you everything you need right before you jump into your full degree. So let's look at how that year breaks down. It's actually really smart. The first semester is all about building a solid foundation. You've got your core subjects like maths, physics, chemistry, and a class that introduces you to the fundamentals. Then, in semester 2, you start to apply it all. You get into things like basic programming and, best of all, you get hands-on time in actual workshops for fields like mechanical or electrical engineering, all leading up to a final project.
Finishing the Asasi program is really just the beginning. That's the launch pad. The really exciting part is where you go from there. So let's check out the kinds of degrees and the professional recognition that's waiting for you at the end of the road.
As soon as you finish the Asasi, you get direct entry into a whole range of seriously cool Bachelor of Engineering Technology degrees at the MTUN universities. And I mean, just look at this list. We're talking cutting-edge stuff like automation and robotics, naval architecture, medical electronics, even railway systems. These aren't generic degrees. They are super specialized and line up perfectly with what our industries really need right now.
And here's something that is absolutely crucial. This isn't just about getting a degree. It's about becoming a professional. Graduates can register with the Malaysia Board of Technologists, MBOT, and work their way to earning the title of Professional Technologist, or TEAS. That's a huge deal. It's a recognized title, kind of like IR for an engineer, and it signals to everyone that you're an expert in your field.
All right, so we've talked about the path and the promise, but talk is cheap, right? Let's get to the proof. Does this whole thing actually work? Well, the numbers really do speak for themselves. You have to see this. This is from the very first group of Asasi TVET graduates from polytechnics. Out of 418 graduates, all 418 of them got a spot in the degree program at an MTUN university. That's a 100% placement rate. Not 99%, 100. It just shows the system works exactly like it's supposed to.
So what happens after the degree? Take a look at the employability rates from the MTRUN universities. At University Malaysia Pahang, UNPSA, a massive 98% of their graduates get a job within 6 months. That's almost everyone.
And it's not a fluke. It's the same story over at UTEM, University Technical Malaysia Malacca. They're reporting a 97% employability rate. See, these aren't one-off successes. This is a consistent pattern across the whole network, and it proves how much demand there is for these grads.
So why are they so popular with employers? This number right here is the secret sauce. In these degree programs, the curriculum is typically 60% hands-on practical learning and only 40% theory. You spend most of your time in labs, in workshops, on real projects. You're literally training for the job while you're studying.
Okay, so the path is clear, the proof is there. The big question left is, how do you succeed on this path? How do you make the most of it and really thrive? Let's lay out the blueprint for success.
All right, here's your game plan. First, you have to dive in and embrace the hands-on stuff. Get your hands dirty. That's the whole point. Second, focus on those big skills everyone's talking about. Solving complex problems, thinking critically, being creative. That's what makes you valuable. Third, always think like a technologist. Always be asking, okay, that's the theory, but how can I use it to fix something? And finally, use every chance you get to connect with people from the industry. That network you build is going to be gold.
At the end of the day, this whole pathway, the Asasi Teknologi Kejuruteraan, it's designed for the doers, for the builders, the fixers, the problem solvers. The demand from industries is there. The path is laid out for you. So the only question left really is, are you ready to start building?